Hi, I wanted to make a quick complaint about my hotel room.
Seems to be the problem.
Well, the velociraptor in there has destroyed everything and eaten my entire family. Also, there's no hot water. Do you like games? What about dinosaurs? Well, then I have the movie for you. Dinosaur Hotel, released in 2021, is about a recently widowed mother of two named Sienna Woods, who's down on her luck and needs money in order to support her and her family. After a nice therapy session where she's told to basically get over her husband's death, which we never get any more context to, and she needs to move on.
You can't let this impact your life, your future. You need to start thinking about what makes you happy now, Sienna.
12 seconds later.
You'll never get over him, Sienna. That is totally normal.
She goes home to her two children, Maddie and Peter, who are home alone because their babysitter decided that it was time to go on her hot date. I think Sienna might be a psychic because she starts reprimanding her kids to answer the phone before it even starts ringing.
Kids, will one of you get that for me, please? And if it's me, no, she's not getting paid. No?
Oh, Mom.
Huh?
This is when Sienna learns that she's been chosen as a contestant for a game show where she could win 100,000 pounds, which I think is like 130,000 US dollars. And she will receive an email with further details, which the email she gets is vague as
You have been selected out of the masses for a brand new game show at the Dinosaur Hotel, where all your wildest dreams can come true, where the impossible is possible, and all bets are off in the ultimate challenge.
After reading this email, Sienna couldn't pack her and her kids up fast enough. Now, the kids weren't supposed to be a part of this game show, but their babysitter basically told Sienna to go f herself when asked to watch them for the weekend.
Help me out, please.
I would if I could, Diana, but I am meeting a new guy tonight.
I'll pay you double. How about that?
I'm sorry, Sienna. I really do hope you find someone.
The email did say all bets are off. After replacing her psychic abilities with the company of her children, they finally arrive to the Dinosaur Hotel. They're greeted by a robot that looks like it was made in an Aperture science lab.
Ah! Oh, God. You look good. Looking good, actually.
A little while later, we're introduced to the rest of the contestants, Zara, Laura, Sam, and Jenny. And we don't get backstory on any of them, so who gives a Side note, Sienna and Laura introduce each other, and Sienna just nods and says Zara.
Zara.
Who we briefly met when they first entered the hotel. I don't know, did the actress just forget her character's name? It's not like they were sitting across from each other at the table. So, anyways, after an unnecessarily long shot of them pushing in their chairs, they're sent outside by the robot, who said, "Follow me," but then proceeded to watch them all walk out of the room.
Contestants, please follow me.
And they're introduced to a pterodactyl, which they just seem impressed.
Is this a hologram or something?
No, what you see before you truly stands and lives.
Is that thing real?
Finally, almost 20 minutes into the movie, they are told the rules of this game show that doesn't seem to have any cameras or camera crew, except maybe the robot and the games master, who has been hiding in the shadows like a little goblin. Whoever survives the night wins the grand prize, and everyone else dies. Also, their phone signals will be blocked so they cannot call for help. Seems simple enough. While this is going on, Maddie and Peter decide to sneak out while no one's looking and go on their own little adventure, where they eventually stumble upon a cave, and Peter wastes no time going in.
Well, I've done all I can do.
Maddie eventually follows behind, but runs into a little pterodactyl and then dips. After being informed that they will be little dino snacks, Jenny quickly says no thank you and tries to leave, where she's met by the receptionist raptor, who I named Roger. He is greeted by a lot of screams and everybody running away. This is when Laura runs outside, ready to jump in her car and drive away. This is where we're greeted with a nice close-up shot of the hotel's valet T-Rex, whom I call Trudy, who just finished parking their cars and wasn't exactly thrilled that somebody was already ready to leave. Laura's company was short-lived, and she quickly became Trudy's post-parking snack. Later, Laura. Sienna finally becomes concerned about her children again after the little robot lets her know that they are also included in this game, and they too will be a dino snack. Jenny, while hiding out in one of the rooms, finds one of the 4 walkie-talkies that apparently have been placed around the entire hotel. She gets in contact with Sienna, who conveniently finds one of the walkie-talkies by the staircase as she's going up to find the kids. I really think that Sienna might be a magician or a psychic, or both. Also, why didn't she bring her bat? She just used it on the robot and then put it down? Jenny says she's about to run out the door that has an alarm sign on it. So just like Laura, she can get to her car and escape. I guess the alarm sign was a lie because she just runs out the door and you don't hear anything. This is when Sienna finally gets to her room and realizes that the children are gone. After asking literally nobody on the walkie-talkie if the coast was clear,
Is the coast clear?
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Jenny makes a run for it to her car. She jumps in and quickly realizes that it won't start. That's when the little robot shows up and throws in another rule like 40 minutes into the movie. Rather than just waiting it out in the car, Jenny decides to wait until dark and then get out of her vehicle and run back to the hotel. When she tries the front door, she finds that it's locked. Why? I don't know. All the other doors are unlocked. That's when she's met by Maddie, who finally made it back from the cave, and Trudy, who's just on her smoke break. Maddie manages to sneak past Trudy to get to one of the back doors that Sienna is waiting at. Instead of sneaking off with her, Jenny decides to sacrifice herself and jumps out in front of Trudy, who seemed completely unaware of their presence.
I'll eat it now.
Meanwhile, Sam and Zara are being chased by Roger, where they find a gun behind the receptionist desk. Just before Roger takes a bite out of Sam, Zara shoots him, presumably killing him. We suddenly cut to all of the characters sitting around a table coming up with a game plan. Oh look, rather than putting the weapon down, Zara actually kept it. With 6 hours left in the game, I don't understand how time works in this movie. Sienna decides it's finally time to go find Peter. And after a nice heartwarming moment between mother and daughter.
What if I lose you?
You're never gonna lose me. I'm not going anywhere.
But what about what happened to Dad?
This is nothing like what happened to Dad. I'm never ever gonna leave your side. You can't compare this to Dad. Nothing could have stopped what happened to him.
What does it mean? What does it mean? Ah!
Sienna begins heading for the cave that Maddie never told her about.
He was out in the woods looking for the dinosaur, and he thought it was cool, so he wanted to see it up close.
Against everybody else's wishes, she takes the only weapon they have. Peter honestly seems fine to me because he's been in the cave for what I presume over 12 hours. And he found a flashlight and he's only seen one dinosaur.
Oh my God!
But that quickly changes when Sienna shows up and starts screaming his name over and over. Wait, When did she find a flashlight? Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Zara has split up from Sam and Maddie, who are now hiding under a table from another raptor. Rather than hiding in this cupboard back there, Sam tells Maddie that instead of staying put, they need to run from the raptor that doesn't even seem to be aware of their existence. Maddie says probably the smartest thing in this entire movie.
No.
Sam reassures her that it's going to be okay, and then begins to crawl out from under the table, where she is promptly killed and eaten by the raptor who was standing above them on the table. But it did give Maddie the opportunity to run and go in said cupboard. Now this is when we get a major plot twist. Zara is actually evil and has been working with this game show host the entire time. Which may have come as a shock if we had any emotional connection to these characters whatsoever. After reuniting, Sienna and Peter head back to the hotel, where they suddenly encounter a cave raptor. I'm not sure if they forgot to add the dinosaur in post, or if Sienna is just battling her own personal demons, but she loses it while they're running away from the raptor. And I don't think the boy who was playing Peter knew what to do, but they managed to escape, and Sienna shoots the perpetrator, showing more emotion here than she did when she found out her kids were missing. Thankfully, they make it back in one piece, and this is where they learn, with only 20 minutes left in the game, Sienna, Peter, and Maddie, who's fighting a raptor with a rolling pin currently, are the only remaining survivors. That's when they run into Zara, who is relieved to see them until Sienna asks her,
I thought you were dead.
Zara pulls out her gun and attempts to shoot Sienna, but that's when Lil Robo Boy flies in out of nowhere and gives us another rule 20 minutes before the game's over. For some reason, this is when Mr. Game Show Man decides to reveal himself to Sienna, striking my favorite pose in this entire movie. Magic Bat makes another special appearance as Sienna and Zara begin to fight, but Zara one-ups her with the
Magic Knife.
But before she can use it, Zara gets eaten by a random raptor. I'm assuming it's the one that Maddie was attacking with the rolling pin earlier? In that time, Maddie manages to find them, and the three run out the door, straight to the car. Game Show Man stops her though. He reveals that this really is a game show, and millions are watching through cameras we have not seen. With only a minute left, Sienna pulls a twist of her own. Her magic gun. I guess she hacked the system because she says I won and shoots him in the leg. Trudy, upset that she never got that pay raise she asked for, takes this opportunity to eat Mr. Game Show Man and give the family a nice little send-off after they won. Since the movie's debut, there's been 2 other Dinosaur Hotel releases, one in 2022 and one in 2023. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed this hot mess of a film, and I will happily cover the other 2. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to leave a like or a comment down below. I also highly recommend that you go watch this yourself, because there's a lot of little things that I left out that really just makes this movie great. Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to thank everybody for all the love that I got on my last video. It means a lot. Now it's time for me to go binge watch the other 2 movies.